Why should I know about menstruation? We stay in a world where talking about periods is considered taboo. People here consider it as something dirty. They feel disgusted to it. They keep the woman who's on her period separate from the family. She's not allowed to touch anything, or enter the kitchen, or not allowed to enter the temple. Well, I don't know about why she's not allowed to enter the temple, but I had read a blog that stated the reason they ask her to avoid entering the kitchen and temple is because when she is on her periods, along with blood, other impurities and bacteria is also passed. They consider her as impure and though are not allowed to enter the temple and kitchen. Women in today's generation have been smart. Rather than using a cloth, they choose to use sanitary pads. Earlier females used cloth in their periods. But after the invention of pads they started to use it. The sanitary pad is considered to be the safest. Women when cross their 45s they enter into a menopause period, which means they cannot get periods anymore, or they cannot get pregnant. Menstrual symptoms. Some symptoms which females face in their premenstrual stage: breast swelling and tenderness, tension, bloating, acne breakouts, leg, back or stomach cramping. Some women may confuse the symptoms of menstruation with those of early pregnancy, as they can be similar. These include a missed period, breast tenderness or swelling, nausea, frequent urination, and tiredness. Premenstrual syndromes (PMS). The PMS are as followed: bloating, irritability, backaches, headaches, breast soreness, acne, food cravings, excessive fatigue, depression, anxiety, feelings of stress, insomnia, constipation, diarrhea, mild stomach cramps. Premenstrual dysphoric disorder (PMDD). Some female experience a severe form of PMS: depression, mood swings, anger, anxiety, feelings of being overwhelmed, concentration difficulties, irritability, tension, stress. Apart from these, some other problems which females face are irregular periods, heavy bleeding, unusual bleeding, missing periods, and menstrual migraine. These are not only the problems faced by the women. There are also many other problems like the society, culture, tradition. Did any of you guys ever thought why is that condoms which we use to have intimacy with our partner, which we like to keep private, or don't like anyone else to be known about it, is sold so openly? Or drugs which are quite illegal are sold so openly? Whereas sanitary pads or tampons are wrapped in a newspaper or a black carry bag. Why is it that the society is ashamed about girl taking the sanitary pads without wrapping it, and not about people selling drugs without wrapping in newspaper? But we never question them, but a girl carrying sanitary pad without any wrapping is only the one who is questioned. How many men are aware of periods and the problems faced by the women, and the reason for not being aware? Not many men are aware about the periods and the problems faced by the women. It's not that they are not aware about this, but the knowledge which they have is just textual. When someone talks about periods, the society starts to judge that person. Periods is something which everyone should know about. But a man should not ask her personal questions which makes her uncomfortable. Why men should be taught more about periods? Men need to know more about menstruations at the right age. Let's face it, a lot of men don't even want to talk about periods. They feel embarrassed or awkward when someone says period or menstruation, and avoid talking about it at all costs. Even some older age women act the same way. This is due to a variety of different factors ranging from not wanting to say the wrong thing, being embarrassed by a lack of knowledge, and the cultural shame surrounding periods. All of these things need to end. With education and a willingness to talk about it. A lot of guys are just thankful that they're not the ones that have to experience menstruation every month. Although, it can make them uncomfortable and they don't always know how to react and talk about it. They're understanding that it can be a sucky thing to go through. Another major problem which not many females pay attention to. Toxic shock syndrome. Toxic shock syndrome affects menstruating women, especially those who use super-absorbent tampons. The body responds with a sharp drop in blood pressure that deprives organs of oxygen and can lead to death. A study also stated that changing pads every 4 hours can help from being affected by this syndrome. As an end note, I would request all the male audience who are watching this video to support girls, women in her periods. When a girl is in her periods, she has no mood to fight with you. All she needs is some love and care and her favorite food. When she's in her periods, support her by keeping a hot water bag under her back, which can help her to relieve the back pain. Learn to deal with her mood swings and understand the pain she is going through this. Rather than making her feel impure and left out,